Jared, thanks for being with us as always. And let's start with your overall feelings about that game. How did you come away feeling about specifically the offense's performance?
Some good stuff, but ultimately just frustrated. We weren't able to, score enough to win. And it was close, but we're tired of it being close and need to go finish some games.
It's interesting. We just had a caller call up and mention that he was frustrated, and yet we all were like, yeah, and they scored 35 points. It's not like you guys were really bad offensively. When you score 35, which is the second most of any offense in the league, you feel good about that, and yet was a takeaway that you did leave points on the field in spite of that?
Yeah, we did. I thought we for sure did. I think we have a high standard for ourselves, and it felt like we definitely left some points out there and could have made it, a 40, 50-point game if we had to. So, next time, hopefully we can do that and score enough to win.
Can you describe the feeling, what it's like, your first game of the season, you can't wait to get out there, the offense gets on the field, they march right down, nice long drive, get the touchdown.
I think we just lost him.
Oh.
We just lost Jared Goff.
It hurts my feelings.
Man, it wasn't just Sunday with the drops.
Oh.
I dropped call.
Too soon. We are efforting.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got you back, Jared?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So, Gator, take two in 3, 2, 1.
Fair enough. I was just saying that to work hard in training camp and the first drive, you guys go right down the field. Can you kind of describe that feeling? I can only imagine it's satisfaction, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. What does it feel like to be able to accomplish that on the first drive of the game?
Yeah, sure. It was kind of what we expected to do. We knew what they were doing defensively and had a good beat on them and did some good stuff there. And I wish when we got our defense got the stop on the next drive, we could have gone down and scored again and really widen that gap and make it a different type of ball game. And things may have been a little bit differently, but yeah, we were happy about that first drive and the way it went.
Yeah, and then I was going to say the disparity. What happens the next several drives? How much of a head scratcher is that? You've had a chance now to digest it for more than just a few minutes after the game. You've had time to maybe look at some film. What was what failed on you in the next several drives?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it was just some mental errors and some uncharacteristic mistakes that we don't expect, and that shouldn't happen. And I think that we'll be better because of it.
You guys looks like you got a run game, and one of the cliches in football is that a run game will really help the quarterback. Can you talk about the rushing attack, the offensive line and the backs, and how they will make your job easier?
Yeah, it was great, man. I mean, Swift specifically, just the way he was running and breaking tackles and making plays, and our O-line blocking the way they were, it'll really open up the play-action game and see where that can take us, and that usually is a good thing. And I know Ben's fired up about it. I know we're all fired up about the way we ran the ball, and can make some big things happen because of it.
When you see that happening, does the feeling get contagious to you as a quarterback because you had a chance to run for it on a third down conversion? You did, and yet the feeling I had in my head watching you run was maybe he's saying, oh, please, God, somebody get open so I can throw the football. I really don't want to run the football. These guys run it. I don't run the ball.
No, I'm good for one or two a game, and picking up a first down, and that's kind of my job. We talk about it. Can I get one a game where I can extend a drive like that and make something happen? And I know I can, and that was a good one there.
I had a theory in the preseason. I wanted the starters to play more in preseason games and get preseason reps because I felt like you guys had a chance to maybe get more seasoning, you specifically more seasoning with your receivers, get on the same page, and maybe catch Philly, being a little bit more prepared than they are. And there wasn't a ton of snaps in the preseason, but there were a couple of occasions where it looked like you guys weren't on the same page. Was that the case, you and your receivers at times?
I think there was only one occasion where we were not on the same page, but I think that rhythm will continue to build. And with the preseason, you can make that argument all you want, and then you have a couple guys get hurt, and you're kicking yourself. So the games matter that once we start the season, and this was the first one. Which
was the play where you guys weren't on the same page?
Just a miscommunication on the interception. It was ultimately my fault, but just making sure we're all ready to go and know what we're doing.
Okay.
Beyond that play, is there one throw or one play in particular that you would love to have back? The one that you, oh man, I just missed this.
Yeah, there's probably a couple. I don't know if I can point to one specifically, but yeah, there's a couple that you'd love to have back and to connect on and feel pretty good about.
Do you kind of file that away and think to yourself, all right, when we run this play next time, I know exactly what to expect and what's going to be there, and I can't wait to call this play again?
Sure, yeah, and I think the wideouts will feel the same way as far as how they want to come out, where to look and whatnot, and where to be, and I think they'll feel the same way about it, and it's something we're continually working through and getting on the same page. It's the first year of an offense, and it may take a week or two to really settle into it.
I'll give you what I thought your best throw of the day was the pass to Chark on 3rd and 2. You go deep down the sideline. It's funny because you guys are moving the chains. You're in the game, and I'm thinking, I see you're going deep, and I'm like, oh, get the first, and then you drop that dime. Take us through that play from beginning to end.
Yeah, when we're in those situations late in the game, and I'm trying to get to the end zone as soon as possible. And I had a good situation there with DJ with press coverage. He's on a go ball, and something he's really good at, something I feel like I'm good at. And we've had a lot of work on that, and I was happy to see him make a play. It was really, really a good play down the field. And, yeah, it was exciting. It's funny you say that because I got to the sideline. A lot of the guys were saying that too. You take it to first down. And I'm like, well, you don't like touchdowns, all right. But it was a good play.
The crowd seemed electric. I was there. It was very loud, and it was jam-packed crowd. You get another home game on Sunday, back-to-back home games to start the season. Talk about what the crowd does for you guys as a whole.
It's huge, man. It's really huge. That was the loudest I've heard it since I've been here, and next week it should be the same. And we need to give them something to keep them coming back and give them something to cheer about, which would be a W. But I think on 3rd down for our defense, it's enormous what they're doing and causing some false starts and causing some confusion for their offense. And it's really fun to play in front of, and it's an electric atmosphere, like you said.
What's the commentary like between the players after the game on Sunday, and how do you kind of get things ready to go for the next week? But what's said in the immediate wake of the loss to Philadelphia?
Just to stick together, I think it's a lot of people that are going to constantly try to tear us apart and tell each other what we should or shouldn't be doing and how we can be doing things better, and that's not the point of this whole thing. It's to stick together and to move on to the next week and block out the outside noise and make sure we're have each other's back.
I want to take you back to a play during the game, and I wish you were mic'd up because I would have loved to have heard the interaction. Fletcher Cox jumps off sides and kind of gets up in your face. What was that interaction like? What was said?
Maybe they had a mic out there. I don't know. Maybe who knows? But he shoved me after the play, and I didn't love it, and let him know. But I got a lot of respect for him as a player, and I think he didn't know I didn't have the ball in my hand, so he wasn't really totally out of line. I think I maybe just was a little fired up and wanted to say something to him, but he's a hell of a player.
I wanted to ask you a couple questions outside the NFL, but with college and the way the college football game is going right now, if you could have landed an NIL deal back when you were at Cal, what company or restaurant would you have loved to endorse with NIL?
Oh, man, that's a good question. Being at Cal, it probably would have been like some venture fund or like some Silicon Valley thing, Those would have had the big dollars back then. But if I had to pick one, there's a place in Berkeley called Top Dog. It's a hot dog place. I don't know if they would have been throwing out too many dollars, but I would have loved to represent them and, have them on my Instagram or something to throw them a couple of dollars as well.
And also, we haven't had a chance to talk to you about this yet, but Big Ten expansion coming for the Pac-12, USC, UCLA coming in a few years here to the Midwest. How does that make you feel?
I don't know, man. Who knows what's going to happen? I think before that would ever happen, there's going to be some sort of shifting of all the conferences. I just can't imagine USC playing road games in Penn State and Ohio State and having to travel all the way out there, every other week or whatnot. And I don't know. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. But it's hard for me to imagine them having to play in cold weather like that and having to make those long trips every week.
Well, we appreciate, as always, we are continue to wrap it up by talking about your forthcoming wedding our producer, Kang, has purchased something that I am wondering if you should register for, and that is a hot dog roller. He's got a commercial-grade hot dog roller in his basement. We were wondering if that is something that you would register for your wedding.
No, I'm going to skip on the hot dog roller, I think. But if Kang wants to send me one, I'd be more than happy to take it.
Get in line, my friend.
Lastly, we got three more quick questions, rapid fire. Band or DJ?
That's a good question. I don't know yet. I don't know. Again, these are not good questions for me to answer right now, so I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. I don't know yet.
Bow tie and cummerbund or tie with vest?
Tie with vest.
An afternoon or evening reception?
Afternoon.
There you go.
Interesting.
All right, good. All right. Jared, we appreciate it. Best of luck against Washington, and we will talk next week.
All right, guys. Thank you.
There
Thanks,
he is,
Jared.
Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions quarterback.